It's impossible here in New York to get tickets for the big comedy hit of the season, which is playing at the Brooks Atkinson Theater on 47th Street. The name of it is Lovers and Other Strangers by Renee Taylor and her husband, Joe Bologna. Tonight we have Richard Castellano, Helen Verbit, and Bobby Alto in a scene from the fourth play of Lovers and Other Strangers. Here they are.
Have some more soup, Richie.
No, thanks.
Go ahead, it's vegetable soup.
No, I don't want any soup.
How about you, Frank? You want some more soup?
No, I don't want any more.
Go ahead, it's good soup.
All right, let me have some more soup.
Don't you want some more soup, Richie?
No, thanks.
You sure?
Yes.
You want some more veal, Richie?
No, Ma, I'm full.
You want some more veal, Frank?
Maybe later.
The butcher gave you good veal, Frank.
Yeah, he's a good butcher.
It's not veiny.
I hate veiny veal.
So do I, Frank. Frank.
So, what's the story, Richie?
There's no story.
We're your parents. You should tell us a story.
Tell us the story, Richie.
There's nothing to tell. We're breaking up, that's all.
If you're breaking up, there's got to be a story.
How can you break up? You're a married couple.
You had a fight. Is that it?
No, that's not it.
How can they break up if they didn't have a fight?
They're getting a divorce, Frank. Do something.
Shut up, Beatrice.
Sorry, Richie.
So, what's the story, Richie?
We're just not compatible.
Yeah, that Beatrice, they're not compatible.
I heard, Frank, but I'm not listening.
They're married for 6 years. All of a sudden, they're looking to be compatible.
It's a phase they're going through, Frank.
These stupid kids today. They don't know what to do with themselves, so they get a divorce for kicks.
That's what it is, Frank. Kicks.
Look, it's 1968. It happens to a lot of couples. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, it's never happened in our family.
We don't believe in it.
It happens to people who don't use their head.
You think the King and Queen of England would get a divorce?
Of course not.
They don't believe in it.
That's why they're together all these years.
They know what would happen to England if they broke up.
Yeah, but our son believes in it.
He wouldn't care what happens to England. He doesn't care what happens to anyone. It's 1968, so he's getting a divorce. He was such a handsome groom. Everybody said it was made in heaven. His grandmother was so happy she lived to see him marry. Jackie next door's got 3 kids, and he never even went to college.
So, what's the story, Richie?
My sister Paula's gonna be so upset. How can you get a divorce?
Shut up, Beatrice!
I'm sorry, Richie.
Look, this is not a spur-of-the-moment decision. Joan and I talked it out, and believe me, it's better this way.
Better? For who? For your mother?
Your father?
I'll tell you what's better for you.
Always you.
How do you know what's better for you?
You don't know what's better.
Did you listen to me when I told you not to marry her in the first place?
Listen to your father.
Don't you understand? Joan and I are just not happy together.
You hear that, Beatrice? They're not happy.
I heard, Frank.
Who's happy?
Who's happy?
Well, do you see me running around dancing in the streets? Or your brother?
Oh, your Uncle Mike?
Or your cousin Jerry?
Oh, your cousin Nicky?
You think your sister's happy with that bump she's married to?
I say when you make your bed, you suffer in it.
You think your mother and I are happy?
Huh?
You mean you and Dad aren't happy?
No!
Then why did you stay together?
Yeah, we're content.
You're content.
These kids today, all they're looking for is happiness.
Don't look for happiness, Richie. It'll make you miserable.
If I'm going to be unhappy, I don't want to be married.
Why? Do you think only married people are unhappy? What about Eddie Schreier?
Oh, Tommy Piso.
Oh, your Aunt Pauline.
Oh, Father Burke.
Hey, you want to end up like them?
Unhappy?
Unhappy. Hey, why do you think we all keep our marriages together? For happiness? Hey, nah, don't be stupid. It's for the family.
The kids.
We don't have any kids.
Well, I told you not to have any kids. I told him not to have any kids.
You didn't tell him not to have any kids, Frank.
If you listen to me, I had a lot of kids right away.
Then you wouldn't be able to get divorced.
Hey, you don't have the kids to think about.
Children are a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, well, we don't have children to think about, so we're lucky.
Lucky?
What about your nephew, Mark? You and Jonah are his godparents.
Yeah, you got a responsibility.
Who's going to take care of him if, God forbid, we all die in a fire?
Yeah, we could all get killed crossing the street by a truck.
Or die of a heart attack in the living room.
Or get electrocuted in a bathtub.
Dying is no picnic.
Look, if you don't talk intelligently, I'm not going to discuss it with you.
Frank, do something! Do something!
Hey, don't tell me you're not going to discuss it with us. I'll take off my strap. I give you a good beating. I don't care how old you are.
Don't you touch him, Frank! That's all you know is the strap. Where were you when he was young and he needed you to give him a beating? It's all your fault.
Oh, give me, it's my fault. It's your fault. You spoiled him. Yeah, every morning you made him bacon and eggs and toast and milk. And I was lucky to get a cruller. It's your fault.
No, it's your fault, Frank.
Will you stop it? It's nobody's fault.
Don't give me that. It got to be somebody's fault. I want to know whose fault. I want to know whose fault it is. Who can that be?
It's Joan.
Joan? What's Joan doing here?
I asked her to come over.
Oh, what'd you do that for? You're only going to make it worse.
Worse? I want to hear Joan's story.
It's not nice to play favorites.
It is more here than meets the eye.
Believe me, Frank.
Oh, this is stupid. You shouldn't have done it.
Richie, I asked Joan to come over because in a time of stress, a family has to come together and open their hearts to each other and try to overcome whatever it is that's making people act crazy. That's all I ever wanted for any of my children. I did the best I could to bring you up to be a good boy, and now this. Why? Why did it happen? All right, sometimes I was a bad...
Crying out loud, bitches, will you answer the door?
While you're in New York, if you're visiting town, try to get tickets to the show there. You probably won't be able to, but make the try anyway, because this is well, you saw just that one scene out of it, and all of just as hilarious as this one.
The new Beauty Rest Back Care. It's made with separate coils that give under your hips and shoulders, yet firm up under your back. And back care coils are extra firm to give you extra support and comfort. Try the new Beauty Rest Back Care by Simmons. And don't turn your back on your back.
My next guest is a bright new comic. Will you welcome, please, Bobby Alto. Right here.
I'd like to take you into the world of nostalgia for the next few minutes. Let's go back to the mid-30s, early 40s. At that time, Warner Brothers produced about 3 or 4 million Charlie Chan movies, if you remember the series. And they were all the same. They would put them everywhere. Charlie Chan in Havana, Charlie Chan in Panama, Charlie Chan in Rio. Well, I'd like to show you my version of one of these films. I call it Charlie Chan in Heat. The movie starts like a police car speeding down the avenue. Right? Right, stand back, the show's over. Let's see now, 3 bullet wounds in the stomach, rope burns around the neck, head's been beaten in with a blunt instrument. Looks like murder to me. Inspector, as mayor of this town, I demand action. 6 murders and not 1 arrest. People are afraid to walk the streets at night. The governor's on my back. The newspapers are up in arms. Luckily for us, Charlie Chan is in town. On vacation here in Hinesville, Arkansas. But he's agreed to help us. Hello? Hello, Mr. Chan? You don't know me, but you must help me. I have vital information about the mad killer. I can't talk now. Meet me tonight at the Hottentot Club. I'll... Blue Fandango! Extra, read all about it. Murder strikes again, read all about it. Another murder on Main Street. Mad killer still at large. Charlie Chan, now on case. We invited all you people here for questioning this evening because, as you know, you're all under suspicion of murder. At this particular time, Charlie Chan would like to converse with yous in order to apprehend the alleged assailant who perpetrated the crime. Who put the lights out? Wah! Put the lights back on! No one leave room. We now have new victim. Also have one less suspect. Ah! Inspector, notice. Puncture mark on nape of neck. Could be good clue to cause of death. Although knife and heart look very suspicious. Hey, Pop, gee golly whiz, Pop, you're hot diggity dog. You're the cat's meow. I gotta get with it, Pop. I gotta get in a group, Pop. You know, gee... Thanks, I needed that, Pop. Sometimes honorable offspring gives pain to where one sits. Every suspect in the room have excellent motive for murder. Young nephew Peter will stand to inherit great fortune. Friendly neighbor, Mr. Webb, most friendly, because very much in love with Mrs. Murdoch. No one knows this except Gardner, Chives, who incidentally is ex-convict sent to prison on testimony of little girl, who today is fiancée of young nephew Peter, and her father's most trusted family lawyer, Mr. Cromwell, but is not only a lawyer, is real owner of Hottentot Club, formerly known as the Blue Fandango. Mr. Cromwell, is it not true that you purchased the murder weapon that was found by police yesterday? Why, no, sir. I never bought a pistol in my life. I said murder weapon. How did you know it was pistol? Oh, well, it was... Is it also not true that you bought a one-way plane ticket to Brazil? Why, no, I didn't do that. Is it a fact that you told Mrs. Lambert that you hated her husband? No, I didn't say that. Why did you buy the gun? I didn't buy a gun. I didn't. I told you, I didn't. I didn't do that. Did you kill all those people? Oh, yes, I did that.
We have a brief message and we will return. Stay with us. You'll be glad you did.
We got a lot to share.
I, Jeremy Larkin, do acknowledge the United States of America to be free, independent, and sovereign states.
Jeremy, now's the time.
Ready. This town has become my affliction, and I will not rest until those responsible are hanging from a gallows tree. In the